Hi, this is Patrick McNamara, or Patrick. Welcome. This is GRP223 Strategic Thinking and Design. Now, in the subject, it defines that we're going to explore the role of graphic design. Now, the role of graphic design is a bit odd. What does that mean? And why do we have to think about the role of the graphic designer? Well, certainly you're building skills and you're looking now at how to apply them in ways. And we could see graphic design as being about the stuff we make, the packaging, the website, the typography. These are the tangible things, but not necessarily the role. We could also see graphic design as saving the world in a sort of way, making things beautiful, educating people, and getting messages out. It's cool, but that's the motivation. That's why we do it. I just love graphic design, and I'm motivated to do those things. But the role is slightly different. Is it to make a better world? Is it to help people know about that world? Is it to do things like, if you do this, you won't be sick? So it's attention-getting, meaningful, delightful, memorable. These are all these things. But in this subject, it says the role of graphic design in a commercial sense. So that commercial sense, what does that mean? We're going to make money for people? Then there's things in here. In the first week, there's a number of readings that start to think about our role in graphic design. And it's certainly about innovation. Now, design is a weird concept, but that idea that designers think differently and they can fit in. So there's a lot of work lately about business people and how they use graphic designers or designers to be creative, to be innovative, to think differently to the way they do because they're solution orientated. They can bring on and connect to a wider sort of concept around things rather than only the making money or doing the things similar to what we're doing, but we're trying to do it a bit better. So that commercial sense is really interesting then, because business want to have that innovation and they're certainly striving to do that. So in that way, this subject's about graphic designers not thinking about what they're going to make, not thinking about their motivation, but thinking about how they can connect with business and how they can be a part of the innovation and the pushing of business into new areas that they always need, because there's always more competition, there's always more things that can break businesses apart. Certainly in the digital age, that's sort of become important. So it's not you with a pizza and Coke making things. That's the unfortunate part. And some people really love that. And that may be your career. But in this way, we want to stand up and say, no, I want you to be special in the world, to make an impact, to have a reason why you're doing that, rather than just doing a poster for Coca-Cola or whatever. So I want you to be decision makers, and that's where strategic comes in. To understand the situation, to push and to solve problems, and then decide what's the best method. So yes, I know that you can make graphics and they can be nice, they can be interesting, whatever, but in that commercial sense, how are we going to get to a point where it's going to benefit, it's going to work, it's going to be the best thing compared to other things? So there are two major projects in this subject, and both of them run fairly similarly, something like that. So they go through a number of, I'm trying to get you through some processes that business use. I know you've probably done them a bit in other subjects as well. SWOT analysis, personal personas, marketing personas, and different ways to think about it. So I want you to explore ways that we can get to this strategic decision making. So they're the point. So the first project is about a solar farm, and some people come to you to say, we want it to happen. We want to, start this new thing up, and you're going to help us. because you know about marketing, you know about how people react to these things, you know how to package it in a way that people can understand it, and that's your problem. There's a part A and part B. The first is research, the next part is you're going through the briefs, the quotes, and then your design work. So it allows you to practice in that one. And in the second project, which is about a craft brewery company starting up, you're going to do the same process for a different client, for a different demographic, for a different thinking around that is, but it's got a similar but very different project. So it is commercial, and yes, you go through some of the similar processes, but you come out with different solutions. And I want you to just feel comfortable with those processes and make a decision. Are these processes good? Are they going to be worthwhile? Is it going to be something that I'm going to take on? So I hope it is a good subject. I think it's worthwhile, and I think there's a number of people who have been asking for universities to train people into this sort of area about taking on this responsibility of innovation and design thinking into a commercial sense. So I want you to be able to feel comfortable with that sense of research and looking for the best way and looking for the things that can be a real impact in the world. So these things may be different to you, different the way you've worked. They may be odd to you. The idea of a graphic designer and a business person being the same person is really quite odd, isn't it? But in the end, you're really asking you to be that, to be the graphic designer, but to be the business person. So I hope you enjoy it. It should be fun. This is the first time it's run, so I won't have any more previous students' works to look at, but we've certainly got a lot of readings, and I've actually allocated the readings to help you in the situations that you're going to be put in. So I've said I want to do a SWOT, and here's a reading that will help you. Here's a personal persona, marketing persona, and have a look at this one. And here's something else, and just do this reading because it'll show you what that means, or how you can get the greatest benefit out of that. So there are a lot of processes to go through. I think you need to be on board to doing that. But I think it can really open up some things for you. So if I know this is going to go internal and distance, but there are online meetings. I haven't set the times for those online meetings yet, but they will be online meetings which go through Adobe Connect. So it'd be great if you got your headphones and your microphones so you can participate fully. There'll be one at night and one during the day for those people who can do that. They'll be the same thing, although over the years I've been doing that, they always come out in different ways because the discussion goes in different directions, but it'll cover much the same process. But welcome, and I hope you have a good time. I think we have to decide really soon about what you're going to do, and the idea of being a maker is fabulous, but it also limits you in a way, because I can get free photographs, or I can pay for photographs, I can pay for illustrators, I can pay for people to make the topography for me, but when you're looking at problem solving and getting great solutions, that's where a career can really be part of something special. That's what I want to do. Catch you later. Cheers.